What's up, everybody? So today I'm gonna go over on how to move forward whenever you feel like you're blocked or stuck somewhere in life. I know that nowadays a lot of people are kind of all over the place and they feel like they can't just move forward, or they're stuck in a rut and they can't really get out of it. So I'm gonna first go over, guys, today on maybe some of the places you're in and why you actually feel stuck. So the four main topics that I at least hear from people or people that have experienced, including myself, is education. Maybe you're in school, especially at a time right now, you're not really sure what's happening. You're not maybe sure in the direction you want to go, or maybe it's super difficult and you're stuck. The next one could be a job, so maybe there's a specific job that you want to go look or go into. Maybe you're afraid to actually jump out of your current job to take that next leap of faith to go to that job. Third one would be money. Money is a huge thing. Of course, wealth can bring prosperity and happiness because it's able to keep us live a more comfortable life and help our people around us. So money is another big one that people feel stuck. And the last, or another huge one, would be your body. Maybe you've been overweight your whole life. Maybe you've been very unathletic. Maybe you just are not completely okay with the way you feel and you want to move to that next path. You just don't know how or why, and it's keeping you in that stuck, or that, what I wrote down here is all of these stem up from something called fear. All right, it's keeping you in that lower feared state because you're afraid in the sense that to get to that next step that you want, an education, job, fear, or anything, you may lose something. But what I want you to do now is these two things that I wrote down on the board that's going to make you see everything completely different, and it'll actually allow you, before you even make that step, to feel good about where you are to make that next step. So the first thing, guys, I want you to do is it's going to be perspective. Now, the reason I always tell people perspective is so important is because you can do perspective in two ways. The first one is perspective of yourself. All of us are different. All of us have had a completely different upbringing. If you can sit here today and ask yourself, listen, I went through X and Y and this, and let's say you went through something very difficult and you are where you are today at this point. And even though this may not be a very big achievement maybe towards your end goal, if you have one, but think of this as perspective. Think of where you came from, all the adversity that you've been through, and you still haven't broken down. There's people who have been through what you've been and have completely lost their lives. What that perspective does is it makes you feel a certain way about yourself, and we'll get into that gratitude, and it makes you think, if I've already done this, then taking that next leap towards these goals or these places I want to be is maybe not that far away. Okay, it's all about perspective. Another way you can use perspective is that I always tell this to people that have gone through a bad day and also people that have gone through a good day, is that there are people brought up in the best of the best homes and they've gone completely to nothing. There are people who've gone through the worst of the worst things that you could imagine and still made it. So what perspective does is that it allows you to see both sides and say, oh man, I actually may not have it that bad. Or better yet, not that I may not have it that bad, it always can be worse. That is the one rule I always tell people, is that when you're blocked up against the wall or you've had it really bad, know that it can be worse if someone else has had it worse, and it can be better. And the next step of perspective is going to be gratitude. How they tie together is that when you have this perspective, what it does to you is it makes you feel grateful. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel present. It makes you feel like, holy shit, I've been through this. I'm here now. I'm so grateful for that. People have been through worse than me, right, or better than me, and they're either up or down, which makes me feel so grateful. There are people who have no education, so I should be grateful that I even have the opportunity to be able to take that step to become a doctor or a lawyer or whatever you're trying to become. I should be grateful that there's people who have no jobs. I'm able to work this job to be able to bring in money to take that next step. I actually have that opportunity. There's people who don't even have the opportunity of a job or an education. Okay? Now granted, if you watch this video and you're somewhere where you do have education, that right there is a huge place to be grateful for. Okay? You should be grateful when it comes to money, because there's people who aren't even able back to job to make money. Maybe your goal is to make 100,000, a million. Maybe your goal is to get your first job, right? Remember, people don't have this. The last one would be here, the body. Be grateful that, for example, I'm not one here big for excuses, but there are families that are born into obesity because of how much they're eating. Does that mean that person can't change their body? No, but it's much more difficult. Be grateful that maybe your family you're born into a family with less adversity. Maybe your parents were addicts. Maybe you're surrounded by that. Be grateful for what you have right now. Okay? You do perspective, you do gratitude. What that does is it brings you back to your present state. It helps you realize, holy shit, I already have so much. You already have so much. Okay? The fact that you have so much means that we can now move on to something because you become conscious, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm referring to. Is what we want to do now, guys, is come up with an action plan. Okay? An action plan. Let's use the body. So, I want you guys to come up with an action plan because now that you've done perspective, let's focus on the body today. Perspective that there are people with amazing bodies, genetics, and there are people with not so good bodies. There are people with in shape, with diseases that are born with digestive issues. There are people who, after time, get cancer at such a young age. There are people who develop cerebral palsy or nervous system problems where they can't control their body. Okay, so perspective right there is going to turn right into gratitude. Be grateful that you have this amazing body, and now you can take action to get that body that you want, or to get that body to do what you want, or to get that body to help people achieve their bodies or mind and goal. Okay, and coming up with an action plan. So if you want, let's say, a body, you need to come up with how much. Let's say you want to lose weight. How much food do I need to eat? Okay, how much cardiovascular work do I need to do? Okay, what foods am I taking in? How does that digest in my stomach? Am I going to seek out a mentor? Am I going to do my own research? Okay, what are my goals? What is my 12-week goal? What is my new lifestyle? How am I identifying with this? I am now a healthy person. All of these things come into play. When you make an action plan after you've done your perspective and gratitude, it puts everything together. You actually have a sense of, holy shit, what have I been doing? Like, I feel stuck, but it could be so much worse. When you feel stuck, think of it as this. I was watching a video from The Rock a couple days, and he says this, is that when you feel at your lowest of low, and you've hit that wall, and you're at the end of the wall like this, he says, you only have one way to look and move, and that's forward. Okay? You only have one way, and that's forward. Okay? If you've hit rock bottom, either you're going to stay there or go worse, which could be death, depending on where you are. You have one way to go, and be grateful and grateful and grateful that for the most part you have some of these that majority of people don't. Okay? For the most part, that if you're even able to watch this video right now and listen to this message, you should be grateful. There's people out there that don't even have access to any of this. Okay? If you want to make that change and you feel stuck, perspective, gratitude, and with those two being consciously aware, you make that action plan towards that body, towards that education, towards helping people. And that's going to unstuck you. That's going to make you feel motivated every day, okay? You're going to become disciplined. It's going to be just a part of who you are. And it's going to be an amazing thing. If any of you guys felt stuck and this video helped you out, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share the channel, guys. Other than that, stay tuned until next time. Peace.